Since you just created an info record, you can check this box for source determination, and you can go to the item overview tab. And the first thing you want to do is in the account assignment category, you also want to select the drop down, and then you want to select the K for cost center. Okay. And then for the item category, you're going to leave as is. You're not going to enter material here. For the short text, you can also say something like office supplies and cleaning products. Okay. And you can define how many quantities you want. So let's say 100 unit of measures each. Let's say maybe the delivery date is going to be on Christmas Day. And then you're going to select the material group because it's very important. So now we're going to keep the same material group. And then your plans is going to be US 29. So the interesting thing about this, just like I mentioned earlier on, is since the stock is not going to be received into an actual storage location because there's really not the material you're ordering, you're just ordering a group of materials, an everyday material, an office supplies, cleaning product, an everyday material. This material or the stock is not going to be used for production purposes. It's just, the stock that is used in the office on an everyday basis, right? So it's not going to be received into your production storage locations, be it like your semi-finished products, trading goods, raw materials, or finished product storage locations, okay? This is going to be placed in maybe a box in your office or a drawer somewhere, right? So you're going to leave the storage location blank, and then your purchasing group, you can always enter that. And once you hit enter on your keyboard, you notice that it is asking us to enter the GL account. And the reason why it's asking us to enter the GL account is within the cost center account assignment category K, you can see here that the general ledger account is mandatory. And that's the reason why even in your purchase requisition, the system is asking us for that information. And you can also see here that I've already created a different info record. So the system is also saying you have two options. Which of them do you want to choose? So I'm going to choose this one because it's the one we are using. So now I'm back to the screen where it's asking me for the GL account. So again, if I go back to OBYC, here there are different options. And again, like I mentioned, this is where finance department will have to work with the procurement team to decide which GL account do they want the SAP system to hit when finance posting or the consumption posting is being made. Because the thing with consumption is when you place an order for an account assignment category K for cost center, which is a consumable stock group of stock, the consumption posting hits finance instantly once you create goods received. Okay. So these are stocks that are ordered and consumed immediately. And of course, once that goods received has been created, meaning that you're receiving the stock, it has to hit one of these accounts. So from the get-go, the system would require that you specify what account you have to hit. Now, that's a big difference. That's a big difference from the SAP standard material procurement or purchase orders, okay? So here we can copy this GL account and we can go to this order screen, FS00, and we can actually enter the GL account number. And here you can see this is a consumption raw material account. And let's say maybe the business also have other options. So this is another GL account. You can enter that, hit enter. This is the COG's account for finished product or finished goods. There's also another account here. And mind you, all of these accounts are directly linked to the VBR. That's just the ones we're looking at. Okay, consumption, repair material, whatever the case may be, right? So it really just depends on finance. So this is where you have to work with finance department to have a very good understanding of which GL account you need to hit. So in my scenario, okay, I'm going to pick just one. I'll go with this one. Okay, assuming that this is the account finance asset, let's make posting into this account or maybe into this account. Okay. Okay, into this account. So what we will need to do, we will enter that account there. And then, of course, the cost center. Okay, it's not mandatory entry. You can hit enter on your keyboard. And you see, the system is asking us that this particular account requires an account assignment relevant to cost center. So basically what it's asking you to do right now is to type in your cost center. So you can click into the drop-down menu. And here you can see our controlling area because, of course, your cost center and your profit center is directly linked to your controlling area. Cost center enables the business to determine, how much they are willing to spend for a particular product. And of course, since this is going to be for a consumable stock, a department will be responsible to make this payment. And it's broken down into cost centers. So we can click continue. And here you can see the two cost centers that I have into the system. I'm going to go ahead and select ZUS29 for human resource, assuming it's human resource that needs to pay directly for the office supplies and cleaning products. You're going to hit enter your keyboard. And here's asking us to enter evaluation price. We're just going to say $4, but you can see that the pure price will not apply. So this $4 will not apply to the pure price, okay? Importantly, you can also see that the goods received has been checked, meaning that after we create this purchase requisition and create a purchase order, we would have to create a goods receipt and also an invoice receipt. Imagine if I uncheck both of them. So basically, I'm telling the SAP system that once I place the order, I don't want to receive the stock because I'm not going to be receiving the stock into a regular storage location plant. I have the opportunity to do that here. And then also for the invoice received, I have the opportunity to also uncheck the invoice received, stating that I'm not going to be making payments through the standard SAP process. Maybe the business has like a third-party system that they want to use for their payments. So that way the system will not require an invoice receipt, okay? But in this scenario, we're going to keep both of them checked, okay? And we're going to hit enter on the keyboard. We no longer have error messages. So here you can go back again to the source of supply. You can see the system is only selecting the one that I've checked, the one that we've created just a few minutes ago for $4. And you can see our account assignment also, everything is fine. If you are wondering how did we create a cost center, so there's a configuration that we need to do in the back end, but more so you can also in the front end create a cost center by going to accounting, controlling, cost center accounting, master data, standard hierarchy. And then we can go to display since I've already created a cost center. And this is the cost center the system is picking up, ZUS29, cost center manager, human resources. And you can see all the other relevant information. You can see all the relevant information. Okay, so I'm just going to leave the screen for now. We'll come back to that. So here we're going to go ahead and hit save, and our purchase requisition has been saved, ending with number 27.